Peter Eliades with you again. This is Monday, September the 23rd, going online in the afternoon after the market close. A couple of points before we get started. We'll be relatively short today because there are a few things to look at and a couple of contradictions. But point number one is we noticed in the videos that have come on in the past few days that there have been some audio sync problems. Synchronization is like the old-time movies. The mouth is a mile or two ahead of the sound. We apologize for those. We're trying to get them remedied. I don't think we have it down perfectly yet, but between the software and the hardware, we're attempting to synchronize the sound with the movement of the lips. So I know that's annoying. It's annoying to me, so it probably is to you too. We're doing the best we can to remedy that, so bear with us. The other points are, as always, if you have not subscribed, subscribe now. Bottom right, the little red banner, click on that, subscribe. When that registers and you click on the bell, and every time there's a new update, you will be notified via email of that new update. Sometimes we do a surprise update during the day. So if you want to participate in those, then by all means, subscribe and you will be notified of them. Frankly, we're surprised we don't have more subscribers and more people viewing, but I guess that will come in time. The program has to prove itself, and I think it's done that up to now, but let's see what happens in the future. Okay, let's look at some charts. This is a 27-minute chart, and as you can see on this chart, there was a downside projection. It got confirmed late on Friday, on the last bar on Friday. This downside projection got confirmed, and we kind of went sideways with a little upward bias today, but did not invalidate that upside projection. So the downside projection that remains in effect calls for a move down to 2965.75 to 2977.50. So inside that projection range. If we look at the next longer offset, we also have a downside projection. This one calls for 2973.65 to 2978. But as you can see on this one, we're a lot closer to invalidating here. What we could do, of course, is invalidate by going above, then sideways again and reestablishing a downside projection. So that's why we say the projection picture is a little more complicated than it's been over the past several days. Looking at the next longest offset, a significantly lower projection that remains in effect. And this projection, in fact, was just confirmed towards the close today. Notice how we broke below the first offset line, have gone across and climbed up this second offset line almost all day today, and then finally in the last period came and the midpoint of the bar was below, so it confirmed this projection, 2953.75 to 2972.75. Those projections are in effect and will remain in effect until either met or invalidated. Where the contradictions come in is if we look at some of the shorter term projections. This is one that was given very short term today. Notice how we met the upside projection. We went a little bit higher based on other offsets, came down and met the downside projection, and again a little bit lower based on other offsets. If we look at the next longer offset, this one hit the downside projection just perfectly. You don't get much better than that. Downside projection was given, in fact, confirmed in the last bar of trading today, and in that last bar, you got right down to the rectangle that shows you what the projection was. So let's look at the next longer one. These very short-term ones are showing upside projections rather than downside. Now this one remains outstanding at the close today, and this is where we might have some contradictions. This one calls for 3011 around 25 and 3013.75. If that projection is met in the next few hours going into tomorrow, a couple of those downside projections might well be invalidated. If something like that happens, we might likely do some kind of midday update to let you know what's going on. So we wanted you to see the short-term picture, and the short-term picture is always important, but as is the case, and we point out most of the time, the most important projections are the longer-term projections, and This is the S&P cash here. I think this is the one we want to look at. Now, that's one that was actually met. But as you know, we have projections up to the high 3,000 area, 3,100 and even higher. Those are the important ones, and they remain in effect. So we'll be following this closely over the next day or two. We might even do an intraday update, very quick one tomorrow, depending on how these projections resolve. Subscribe, the banner lower left. You'll be notified if we do a special update. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow.